Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. So I have a cousin that was stillborn several years before I was even thought of. Even though I never met her on Earth or anything, I always felt this connection to her. Even as a child, I always wanted to go to her grave and visit her. I just felt that strong connection. That was just who I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to do. And that has stuck with me even as I've gotten older. I still go visit her grave on a regular basis. I still put flowers on it on a regular basis. And it's just, that connection's always been there. And it never made sense to me. It's never made sense to my mom or anyone else around me that knows of it. It's just, the connection exists and we don't know why. Off and on throughout a big portion of my life, I have had dreams of her, which to me always seemed impossible. I'm like, how am I dreaming about the stillborn baby? She never appeared to me as a baby. She appeared to me as a little girl about 4 years old, which I found out later on is actually pretty normal when a child dies as a baby or stillborn or whatever. They do appear to people as like a toddler because I don't know why. I don't know the science behind it or anything, if you could even call it science. And I never knew who it was at first because she was just kind of there. She never really said or did much. It was actually my mom that found out. And when my mom found out from the psychic that there's this little girl that's following me, we deciphered that it was probably a cousin because she said the psychic had said that that we talk about her a lot in our household, and that is someone that we do talk about a lot. It's almost like if she were still alive on this earth and with us, that's how much we actually talk about her. And so after I found that out, she actually appeared in my dream a few nights later. It wasn't the next night or anything. It was a few nights, like maybe a couple weeks later or something. She was just kind of there. I was sitting at a table and she was there in this long white dress that she always wears when she appears to me. And I relate it to one of those old-fashioned first communion type dresses or something that little kids wear, or like the baptism dresses or whatever. I forget what they're called exactly. The old-fashioned plain white long gown dress thing. And she has black hair, which is exactly what she really would have had. And so she came up to the table I was sitting at, and she just kind of stood there. And I'm just like, who are you? And she's like, you know who I am. And I said, you're Angel K. And she's like, yes. And then that was pretty much the end of that dream. I still have dreams of her even now. A lot of times though, the dreams with her in them they freak me out. And there's been times where I'll wake up crying from the dreams. And there'll be times I'll call my mom and tell her about the dream. I'll just start crying because it's just so, I don't even know how to explain it. A couple of examples of some of the dreams I've had is there's a lot of them where she is dead when I see her. One of them really freaked me out. Like, she appeared to me as a toddler, like maybe 4 years old or so. I was carrying her around as if she was like my child that I'm just carrying around, going shopping, stuff like that. Except she was dead. She was cold, hard, dead. But I was still treating her as if she was a real live child. And that dream just made no sense to me, and it was kind of freaky in a way because I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm dreaming of like caring for this dead kid. Some other dreams I've had of her is like I'll find her buried in a casket, like her rotted body, and it's gross. But then there are some dreams that are really good and interesting and stuff where she is alive, and we sit down, have talks about our family and everything. So about 3 or 4 months ago, I had a dream that involved her, kind of. I didn't actually see her, but it involved her. So in my dream, I was pre-planning my funeral, which in my family is something that we really like to look into doing. So it kind of made sense that in my dream, I was going to be pre-planning my funeral in my dream. So I'm there telling them what I want to put on the headstone. And I tell them my real name, birth date, whatever. I tell them all the information. And then the day came to where I was going to the cemetery to view it. And the cemetery was the same cemetery that our family has lots at already. So, in my dream, it looked really realistic. This is also the same cemetery my cousin's buried at already. And so I went there, and when I looked at the headstone, it had my birth date and whatever other information I told them to put on it, but it had my cousin's name. When I was telling my mom about that dream and then going over it in my own head and everything, thinking, what in the world could this dream possibly mean? I put it together with the connection I've always had to her and everything, and the connection I've always had to that part of the family, like the people that would have been her mom, her grandma, all that, the connection I've had with them. I kind of get the feeling that maybe I'm the reincarnation of her. But reincarnation is something that I don't know much about. It's not anything I've really looked into or studied much. I don't know if I actually am the reincarnation of my cousin or not. But if it is, it actually kind of brings me a little bit peace, knowing that, she didn't just die, that she actually had her chance to live this other life through me. And I like to make sure that if I am her, I want her to experience the best of everything. So yeah, that's my story about my cousin and the whole reincarnation thing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so. It's down below. Don't forget to hit the bell thing for notifications when I upload a new video. And I hope to see you all in my next video.